who's the biggest threat in the AFC, the Jaguars or the Chiefs?
I'm going to answer your question directly so you don't get on my case, but it's the Chiefs. Can I just say something? Is that shade? If it's true, is it shade? I kind of always wondered that in life. If I just tell you the truth, is it offensive? I love what Jalen Ramsey.
Well, let me answer that question real quick.
Yeah, help me.
Just because you're telling the truth doesn't mean it's not offensive. Sometimes you can be offensive while telling the truth. Trust me. You've done it already.
By the way, before we even get into that,
I start thinking about the question.
Stephen A. Will, I'll give it right back to you. We'll get into the debate, but the shade stuff, we got to tip our hat to Jalen Ramsey for bringing this stuff. It's nothing personal or anything. He just thinks he's the best, and he's willing to talk about matching up, and it's encouraging wideouts to talk about him, and this is awesome.
And he backs it up. And he backs it up.
All right, dear Abby, a.k.a. Max. Thank you very much for that soliloquy. Go ahead, Will.
All right, so the Chiefs are the bigger threat in the AFC. Now, listen, sometimes you got to go beyond stats. Sometimes you got to go beyond even, last year. You got to ride the horse until it bucks you. And you're not jumping off this Chiefs thing. I don't care how short a sample size, small a sample size it is. I don't care if it's 4 games. The Chiefs' offense, with Pat Mahomes at the helm, is simply, unstoppable right now. And it's been put to its biggest test last week. Mile High Stadium. Great defense. And what happens? Pat and the Chiefs wowed us all. Now, I think the Jags are great, and they're going to be a big test, but it's going to be in Arrowhead. And I think you keep riding the Chiefs, and I think you ride them all season long, Max. I don't know what point you bail on this ride. It's like at the roulette table in Vegas. You keep betting on black, bet on black. You're like, sooner or later, it's going to hit red. But you know what? It's a bad bet every time to predict that's the one it's going to change on. You just keep riding it, man. You keep riding the Chiefs. And I acknowledge this as well, Max. They were the same last year. They came out of the gates hot. Alex Smith was an MVP candidate. You and I both know, because I've listened to this is different. Pat Mahomes is different. And this Chiefs team is different. I think everyone in the AFC is running scared of the Chiefs. That's the team I'm sticking with all the way through the AFC.
Right, Max?
Well, biggest threat to the Patriots.
The answer is the Jags are the bigger threat than the Chiefs. And I'm with you on the Chiefs' offense. It's amazing. And Mahomes is different than Alex Smith. Mahomes is, as I've said, like a young Brett Favre. He's electrifying. And he has weapons all over the field. But they have no defense. Chiefs have no defense. The only thing, and Warren Sharp, I shout him out. You can follow him on Twitter because he has great analytics on this stuff. The only thing the Chiefs do well, and it's a great thing to do well on defense, is play well on third down, where they've been the best somehow in the league. But every other thing on defense, guys, they're awful. And I don't think Denver has a great defense anymore. I think they have a good defense. The Jags have a great defense. Now let's look at the offense. We know the Chiefs have a great offense. The Jags have a kind of middle-of-the-pack offense. In fact, the advanced analytics back that up, Will. Now, I know you're talking about...
Advanced analytics, is that what you just said?
That's right.
Advanced analytics?
That's right.
You're losing us. You're losing us.
In other words, I'm losing. In other words, the smartest people who look at it and actually record events and then extrapolate from that stuff that that makes good predictions. We should ignore that stuff.
Forgive me. I thought that person would be you. I thought you would be that person that was the smartest person in the world.
That's
Since
right.
you're telling us you're never wrong with a debate.
That's why.
By the way, the Jaguars are the 22nd ranked defense.
That's why
offense.
That's why I use advanced analytics as part of the evidence for my argument. Look, let's take the eyeball test. We all know what it is.
You'd always win that one.
The best offense is the Chiefs. By the way, the DVOA, Stephen A. and Will, that has the Chiefs second, the Rams first. But I'll say the Chiefs are first. And on defense, the Jags are second and the Bears are first. But I'll say overall, the Jags will be first. Let's just say we're dealing with the best offense against the best defense. The Chiefs are dead last on defense, and what we see with our own eyes corroborates that. The Jags are middle of the pack on offense.
Here. Let's start with the places we can agree on something. This is strength on strength and weakness on weakness, right? It's great offense against great defense and awful offense against awful defense. Because
Jacksonville's not. Jacksonville's not. I got it.
I'm not.
No, Jacksonville's middle of the pack.
I'm not buying they've turned this corner, okay? You can take the Blake Bortles against the Pats defense. I'm looking at Blake Bortles against the Titans defense. I'm looking at the Blake Bortles that passes for 150 yards a game when it counts. By the way, here's the thing.
Jags have awful offense. They're low average. Call them low average, but the Chiefs are the worst on defense.
One of my favorite things, and I'm 2 for 2 here today, is to use you against you, okay? When it's all said and done, if it's strength on strength, okay, we're in January, we're in February, it's Chiefs offense against Jags defense.
Okay.
In the playoffs in the recent history, Max, who's been winning that? The offense or the defense? When the Eagles and Pats met,
when
what
it comes
happened?
to the Chiefs,
a lot of points or defensive stop.
Okay.
How about Vikings, Eagles, NFC Championship? Two great defenses. What happened?
All right, Jennifer.
Just a shootout.